Hello, namaste. Welcome to Flow and Restore Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua, and for today's practice, we're going to be focusing quite a bit on opening up the shoulders, often called heart openers, as we are on the week of Thanksgiving, and bringing the shoulders into flexion. Also, some release of tension around the neck and the head. So grab a couple of blocks like you see behind me, if you have them at home, a strap, a blanket, and a pillow or a bolster. And let's begin in hero's pose if that works for you, where you set the knees in front of you and either sit directly on your calves like this, or to lessen the bend in your knees, you could sit on one or two blocks stacked in between your ankles. As with any of our physical practice, please make sure you're listening to your body and know that there are variations of postures that you can choose from. Some that I can't always tell you all the options, so get creative and do what works best for you, making sure to rest as you might need to. So with that being said, I want to start with a couple of quotes by Brené Brown, renowned author and in the field of psychology. And she writes, "What separates privilege from entitlement is gratitude. A good life happens when you stop and are grateful for the ordinary moments that so many of us just steamroll over to try to find those extraordinary moments." And this is such the essence of mindfulness practice, bringing an appreciation to everyday life, something as simple as sitting down and watching cars go by. Or how about bringing it into your yoga postures, your asanas? How can you bring appreciation into what might be, in your perception, ordinary postures? Or maybe even the simplicity of breathing. So that's the lens that I invite you to bring your focus to. Finding gratitude in those so-called ordinary moments. And let's begin by checking in. You might close your eyes as I invite you to start to notice what sensations you're feeling in your physical body. As we've been talking about last week in our practices, cultivating the mindfulness attitude of curiosity as a way of letting go of judging what you're observing is good or bad, right or wrong, so as to be more open to exactly what is. Feeling your physical state. Notice the way your body is breathing right now. No need to control or change the breath. Can you feel its depth? Maybe a texture to the breath? What are the qualities of your breath right now informing you about your energy? Bring your awareness to the state of your mind and heart. And what you have been feeding your attention lately, how are you feeling mentally and emotionally right now? Again, without judgment, including of yourself. And let's start to slow the breath down. Feel the inhalation as it travels through your nostrils and into your lungs. Take the time to open the mouth and maybe release the breath with a sound. Letting the next inhalation take up a little more space in your body. And drawing the out breath out just a little bit longer. Take your time, breath by breath, to slow it down. What would it feel to breathe with appreciation for the breath you're receiving? What is something about your day today that you can offer gratitude for? Even those seemingly mundane moments, where you can find the beauty of your aliveness to experience them. Now start to clarify your intention for this practice and this day. Breathing in the energy of your intention. For instance, if you are practicing embodying gratitude, bringing that feeling of gratitude in your heart and body and mind with each breath. Gratitude cultivates generosity. In the heart of generosity, to whom, besides yourself, would you like to bless with loving kindness by dedicating your practice today to them? Together, let's join our voices in support of each other, chanting Om 3 times. I invite you now to begin a practice of regulating your breath to bring balance to your energy and calm and focus to your mind and body through a practice called Ujjayi Pranayama, which means victorious breathing. It's done by closing your lips, breathing just through your nose, and creating a soft whispering sound that you can listen to by gently constricting the back of your throat. Now, as you're creating a sound in your breath, begin to regulate it that you're inhaling to the very extent, the full extent of the in-breath, and you're exhaling just as slowly. So you're balancing the length of in and out while smoothly transitioning between the breaths. So listen for the qualities in your breathing now. Establish a slow and steady rhythm that we're going to move our bodies to. And if your breath ever becomes choppy or it starts to get really fast, take the liberty to slow your own body down to make sure you're nurturing balanced energy by slowing down and balancing your breath. Let's come on down to all fours, hands and knees, and we'll start to move in cat-cow, loosening up the shoulders and spine. So spread your fingers flat at the front of your mat. Stack your shoulders on top of your wrists. Step your knees a couple of inches behind your hips. As you listen to the breath, inhale, glide your chest forward, roll your shoulders back and down, coiling your chest up. As you exhale, contract your abdomen, drop into your head to round your back. Again, inhale, roll the shoulders back, reach your chest forward and up, cow pose. Exhale, lift the belly towards the spine, drop the tailbone and head, cat pose. Keep going for a few more cycles of breath in Bitalasana, cat-cow pose. At the end of your exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips high and draw your thighs back, heels downward, downward facing dog. Now, take a moment here to wrap the outer sides of your upper arms, which are your triceps, towards the ground. And press your shoulder blades up onto your back ribs away from your neck. Dropping your head as loosely as you can. How is your breath? So right now in downward dog, your shoulders are in flexion, and that's going to be a common theme in our physical practice today. Let's start to pedal the feet gently in place. Listen to your breathing. Then walk up to the front of your mat into a standing forward fold. Separate your feet at least hips width apart. Go wider if you're feeling really tight in the back of the body, and parallel your feet. As you bend your knees generously, let your head hang loose. Hold opposite elbows with your hands and maybe start to sway the spine, shake and nod the head, tilting your weight as far forward as you can balance. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Now let the arms fall, and as you inhale, sweep your arms forward. Slowly rise all the way to stand. Wrap your triceps forward, just like in downward dog. Plug the shoulders into their sockets and gently coil your chest up. A gentle back bend in Urdhva Hastasana. As you exhale, join your palms in prayer from your crown to your heart center, standing tall in mountain pose, Padasana. Connect to the feeling tone of your intention for your practice. As we move our bodies to our breaths in sun salutations, offering gratitude to the sun, a beautiful source, powerful source of life force energy for all of us here on this planet. Surya Namaskar C. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead, and again, coil your chest up. Exhale, hinge forward over your legs. Plant your fingertips on the earth. Inhale, step your left knee behind you, kneeling lunge, look up. As you hold your breath, step into plank pose. Exhale, lower your knees, then chest, then chin, Ashtangasana. Inhale, slide forward onto your belly and soften your shoulders back and down in cobra. Exhale, tucking your toes, lift your hips back into downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot beside your left thumb. Lower your right knee and gaze up. Exhale, step your right foot forward and bow. Press to your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, rising into a gentle standing back bend. Exhale, gather your palms in prayer at your heart center. Side two. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead and gently coil your chest up. Exhale, bow over your legs. Plant your fingertips on the ground. Inhale, step the right knee behind you. Kneeling lunge, look up. Hold your breath as you step to plank. Exhale, Ashtangasana, lower knees, chest, then chin. Inhale, cobra, slither forward, draw the shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot beside your right thumb, lower your left knee and gaze up. Exhale, step your left foot forward and bow. Press to your feet. Inhale, rise all the way up, lifting your heart towards the sun. Exhale, join your palms in prayer. Now let's move into sun salutation B. We're going to continue connecting movement to breath as we warm up the whole body. So step your feet together to touch. And on your next inhale, bend your knees together in chair pose, Utkatasana. Lean back towards your heels as you raise your arms. Then exhale, shift your weight forward and hinge from your hips. Press your blocks, your legs to the ground. Inhale, stretch your spine halfway up to Ardha Uttanasana. Carefully step to plank pose with legs straight or knees on the ground. And as you firm your belly, exhale, glide forward and lower halfway down into Chaturanga, hugging your elbows towards your ribs. Then inhale to Cobra or Upward Facing Dog, drawing your shoulders back. Exhale into Downward Facing Dog. As you inhale, raise your right leg behind you. Exhale quietly as you can, step the foot beside your right thumb and spin your left heel down. Inhale, rise to stand in Warrior One. Ride your exhalation all the way down into your vinyasa, Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale to Cobra or Upward Facing Dog. Exhale into Downward Facing Dog. Side two. Inhale, raise your left leg behind you. Exhale, gently step the foot beside your left thumb and drop your right heel. Inhale, rise into Virabhadrasana 1. Ride your exhalation all the way down into your version of your vinyasa, following the pace of your breath. Downward Facing Dog. Cultivate stillness for 3 to 5 breaths, landing your gaze on one focal point to help steady your mind. As you slow down and rebalance your in and out breaths. When your breathing sounds smooth and more balanced, empty the breath before you walk or jump lightly to the front of your mat, forward fold. Feet together. Inhale, press with your hands and lengthen forward to half forward fold. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, bend your knees, sit low into chair pose. Exhale, rise up, mountain pose. Let's practice that once more. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Walk to plank, or maybe you float to Chaturanga if you practice jumping. Keep flowing into your vinyasa. When you arrive in downward dog at your pace of breath, inhale, raise your right leg. Exhale, step it forward, drop your back heel. Inhale, rise, Warrior One. Exhale, lower, vinyasa. Keep going to your left side when you arrive in downward dog, all the way through to Warrior One. And all the way down into your vinyasa. Pausing in downward dog or resting maybe in child's pose if you need it for 3 to 5 breaths. Notice how your body is responding right now. Can you find something in your practice that you appreciate in this moment? When you're ready, empty your breath before you walk or jump. Feet together, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees to Utkatasana. Exhale, Padasana, mountain pose. Let's set the feet apart, hips distance, parallel. Step the ball of your left foot all the way back to crescent lunge, squaring your hips forward, lifting the back heel and directing your tailbone downward. As you raise your arms, let's bring the shoulders into flexion. Rotate the triceps forward just like you do in downward dog. Draw the shoulder blades down the back away from the neck, and either bring your arms apart or seal the palms together. Now let your front bottom ribs soften in towards your back body as you slightly lift your frontal hip bones. Tune in for a few more breaths. Bring your hands to your hips and shorten your stance about 1 foot less. Spin the back heel down. Now we're going to bring the arms into cow face pose. So if you think you need a strap, grab it. And if you're not sure, grab it. Take hold of it in your left hand and raise your left arm, dangling the strap behind you. We're going to further bring the left shoulder into flexion. So with your right hand, help by spiraling your left tricep forward and bring the left elbow behind your head. Press the shoulders down and lift your chin slightly away from the chest. Seal in the front ribs and bring the right arm behind you underneath to catch the bottom end of the strap. Walk your hands as close together as you can, and if your hands meet, then you can drop the strap and clasp your hands. Press down to your feet, firm the muscles in your legs, square your hips forward, and inhale, lift your chest. Pyramid pose. Exhale, start to fold forward from the hips and pause. Inhale, press through the feet. Stretch both sides of your waist, left and right, equally, and continue to fold as you breathe out, only to the degree in which you can keep your spine long, keep your throat open, shoulders relaxed. A few more breaths in Parsvottanasana with your arms in Gomukhasana. Press to your feet, inhale, rise up. Release the arms and exhale, step forward. Pause here, a couple of breaths. Feel your body. Let's step the ball of your right foot way back into a high lunge, crescent pose. Square your hips forward, slightly lift your frontal hip bones, and as you raise your arms, wrap your triceps forward and plug your shoulder blades down your back. Hands together or apart, soften your gaze as you steady it. Listen to your breath. Bring your hands to your hips and shorten your stance 1/3. Spin the back heel down, keep the legs straight, hips squared forward. Grab a strap if you might need it for side 2. As you raise your right arm, dangle the strap behind you from your right hand. With your left hand, spin your right tricep forward and bring the elbow behind your head. Press your shoulders down, lift the chin slightly, and seal the bottom of your front ribs in. Reach the left hand behind you underneath to catch the bottom end of the strap. Then walk your hands as close together as you can. If your hands meet, you can drop the strap and clasp your hands. Breathing in, lift your chest. Breathing out, start to hinge from the hips. Inhale, root through the feet. Stretch equally through the left and right sides of your torso. And exhale, continue to fold for several more breaths in Parsvottanasana. Pyramid pose. Press to your feet and inhale, slowly rise all the way up. And let's step up to the top of your mat. So now let's put both shoulders together into flexion as we play with balance. Coming into eagle pose, Garudasana. So I'm going to mirror you here. Step your feet together to touch. Let's start with the shoulders. Bend your elbows apart and cross your left elbow on top of your right elbow. Either hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms and palms. Press your shoulders down and lift your elbows up to the height of your shoulders. And press the forearms away from the face. Now, how's your breathing? As we start to balance a bit more, steady your gaze and create the inner state of balance through your breath. Bend your knees together and shift your weight onto your left foot. Turning out your right thigh at the hip. Wrap your right leg around your left leg. You can place the toes on a block of the floor outside the ankle. Or if possible, you can tuck the toes behind the calf and scissor your right hip back to square your hips equally to face forward. Sitting lower can help you to feel more grounded. Garudasana. Can you bring the energy of gratitude into these next few breaths? Perhaps even to attempt this posture. Gratitude to your body, to your willpower. Next, inhale, lift the elbows a little higher. And as you exhale, open the arms, step back to mountain pose. Maybe resting a hand to heart center and a hand just below the belly button. Closing the eyes, observing the effects of your actions for a couple deep breaths. And not only observing the effects of your actions, but observing the effects of the energy of your actions, how you approach the posture mentally. All right, let's prepare for side 2. Take your time, no rush. Set up a foundation by mindfully being present in each step, letting the steps themselves be the destination in the moment. Bend your elbows apart. Cross the right elbow over the left. Hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms in palms. Draw the shoulders down and lift your elbows to the height of your shoulders. Press the forearms forward and steady your breath. Now steady your gaze. Bending your knees, shift your weight onto your right foot. Turn out your left thigh at the hip and wrap the left leg over the right. Toes can touch a block or the ground outside the ankle, or you might tuck the toes behind the calf, in which you'll need to scissor the left hip back and perhaps sit a little lower. Feel the energy in which you've entered this pose and are sustaining it. Notice the quality of your breath. Garudasana, eagle pose. On the next inhale, lift your elbows a little higher. Exhale, open the arms, let the eagle fly. Step back to mountain pose, maybe hand to heart, hand to navel, and close the eyes for a few breaths of observing inward. Through what you repeatedly focus on and through the quality of energy you continuously cultivate in this practice, what are you feeling right now? Remembering that the overall effect of our practice stems from the moment by moment choices. Let's come on down to sit. Bring the knees apart and bring the soles of your feet together for bound angle pose, entering a restorative posture here. So you may want to place a couple of blocks or one block to stack in front of you, in which you'll rest your forehead on, placing them at the height that you need so that when you bow from your hips, you're not rounding the shoulders or dropping the chin to close off the throat. You want to keep the neck long on all sides. You could even sit on a folded blanket if that helps you to lengthen your spine more easily. As you breathe in, press down to your pelvis, lift up through the center of your spine and relax your shoulders. As you breathe out, start to bow forward from your hips, taking your time breath by breath to find just the degree of bowing forward in which you can maintain a long, spacious spine, sort of like a flat back. Shoulders are relaxed. We're going to be here for 3 minutes. So make sure that you give your body enough support to not have to hold yourself up with your hands in this pose. Continue to listen to your breath and balance the inhale as slowly as the exhale. Through intentional breathing, nurture a moment by moment awareness. And take your time to release one more long exhalation before you start to lift your torso slowly upright. I'm going to invite you now to place 2 blocks at the front of your mat. We're going to continue bringing the shoulders into flexion just a little more. So if you have the standard size blocks like I have here, you can place them on their second level, which is the medium height, touching each other wide across the front of your mat. If you have skinnier blocks, you can place them on the lowest height because you want them to be stable and not fall over easily. And then stand with your knees about a foot behind the blocks and extend your arms forward, palms face down. Rotate both of your triceps downward and bend your elbows. Place your elbows on the blocks, your shoulders distance apart. Press your fingertips into each other and step your knees back until they're about 2 inches behind your hips. Steady your breathing and slowly trace your thumbs down the back of your skull towards down the back of your neck, as far back as you can trace your thumbs while keeping the elbows shoulders width apart.
Seal your front bottom ribs up towards your back body so as not to dump your belly and compress the lower back. And let your chest sink and broaden, rolling your triceps towards the floor as you draw the shoulders back. Draw the hips back, lengthen the sides of the torso, and we're going to be here for another minute or so. Deep breaths. One more deep breath. Start to lift your head, your torso, your elbows off the blocks. And come on up to sit in any comfortable way in which you can be upright in the spine and relaxed in your whole body. You could also prop your pelvis on any of your props. And just pause here for a few breaths. Just notice the effect of that posture. As you press down through your sitting bones and lift up through the spine, relaxing the shoulders down, let's very slowly start to circle the head. So dropping one ear towards one shoulder, lift your chin towards the sky, and drop the opposite ear towards the other shoulder. Slide your chin across your chest. Circle once more in this direction, very slowly and gently. And when you're done, take your time to switch and circle in the opposite direction twice. Coming back to center when you're ready, so your chin is parallel to the floor as you lift up through the back of your skull. Let's circle out the shoulders. Inhale, float the shoulders forward and up. Exhale them back and down. Couple more. And let's reverse. Inhale the shoulders behind you and up. Exhale them forward and down. Twice more. Continue to sit up tall as you relax the shoulders down, and wrap your right arm behind your back to splay the right collarbone open a little wider. Place your left hand on the right side of your skull and just gently drop your left ear down towards your left shoulder, stretching the right side of your neck. Relax your eyes, relax your jaw. And now start to turn your gaze downward towards your left armpit. And just feel the sensations traveling throughout the right side of your neck. And really slowly travel your gaze upwards towards the sky. Notice where the sensations are speaking to you in the body. And then notice which angle of turning your gaze you can feel most release in your neck at. And then just pause in that angle for about 10 more breaths. What would it feel like to relax your scalp? and to melt your shoulders. Can you draw on the releasing effect of your exhalations? To invite softening in areas of tension, including the mind. As you breathe in, lift your head slowly upright, relax the arms, and pause. Just a couple of breaths. Observe your body. How is it responding? Now, if you're sitting cross-legged, I invite you to switch the cross of your legs just to have a balanced stretch in your hips as we stay a little longer here. Before we enter the second side of this next stretch, let's backstroke the right hand to the ground behind you and raise the left arm up. Press down through both sitting bones and lengthen through the spine as you breathe in. Relax the shoulders. Keep your pelvis still and exhale, twist to your right, resting your left hand on your lap or pressing the back of your left hand against your outer right thigh as you continue to twist for just a few breaths. Notice in what direction to face that feels most relaxing for your neck. Take note of that for when we twist onto the second side so that you can switch it up. Last couple of breaths. And exhale, unwind. Pause here. Just allow a moment of integration and mindful pause. Feeling the beauty of this moment before it leaves you. Savoring this breath before it's gone. Let's wrap the left arm behind your back, opening the front of your left shoulder. Place your right hand on the left side of your head and gently drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Pause and breathe deeply. Bring an attentiveness to the subtle details of sensations along your neck as you start to turn your gaze downward towards your right armpit. And gradually turn your gaze towards the sky. What's calling your attention in your body as you do this? In which angle will you remain for the next 10 breaths to really offer appreciation to your neck? Feel the support of each part of your breath. How the inhalation offers spaciousness and expansion. And how the exhalation offers release and relaxation. What can you relax and release as you stay here a little longer? Is there anything in your mind that you can relax and release? Sense the emptiness at the bottom of the next exhalation. Then take your time, gently lifting your skull upright and relaxing your arms to stillness. What do you observe? Let's backstroke your left arm behind your back and raise your right arm. Sitting tall, breathe in. Exhale, twist your left. Lower your right hand on your lap or press the back of that hand against your left thigh as you continue to sit tall and twist deeper. Notice in what direction you'll face to bring easefulness to your neck or balance what you did on the first side of this twist. Couple more deep breaths here. And exhale to unwind. Let's pause once again. I invite you now into one more pranayama before we enter corpse pose. Box breathing or Samavriti pranayama is a simple technique, easy to remember, and can be helpful in moments of stress, overwhelm, or feeling emotionally triggered to help calm your nervous system into a more stable state of mind to make clear, wiser decisions in the moment. It's done by closing the lips and breathing very softly through the nose, inhaling for a count of 4, holding the breath for a count of 4 as you relax, exhaling for a count of 4, and holding the breath for a count of 4 as you relax. That's one cycle. Let's practice 3 cycles together and 3 cycles on your own before letting go of controlling the breath. Make sure that you're sitting comfortably where you can breathe well. Your hands could be placed in a mudra that supports the feeling of grounding or concentration, such as stacking the right palm face up over the left palm face up, thumb tips touching. And you might find it helpful to close your eyes. Let's prepare to begin box breathing by emptying this breath. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Second cycle. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Third cycle, inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4. Continue 3 more cycles on your own. Take your time. When you have finished, consciously release control of your breathing and observe how you feel. Gradually begin to lower your body entirely onto the ground using any supportive props so that you can lie down restfully in stillness for a few minutes in Shavasana before we sit for 5 minutes in meditation. So as you arrive there, take a moment to place your body as symmetrically on left and right sides as possible. Close your eyes and continue to breathe naturally and observe inward. As your eyes remain closed, bring your awareness back to your body. Notice how it feels overall. Take your time to begin gently moving and stretching your body to slowly wake it up. Gradually turning over onto your right side, rest your head for a few moments. Bring awareness to your breathing and notice how your energy feels right now. As you're ready, lift your body up. Please find a comfortable way to sit for 5 minutes in sitting meditation. You might place your hands in a mudra that supports tuning inward, such as that earlier during box breathing. Sit tall, relaxed, in a way that you can feel grounded. And either close your eyes or gently rest your gaze downcast. As Brené Brown wrote, what separates privilege from entitlement is gratitude. How can you bring that perception that this moment to meditate, these 5 minutes, is a blessing, is a privilege that you get to experience? Can you bring interest into the moment by moment happenings in your mind? Cultivating open awareness. When you've noticed your attention has been hooked, the moment you noticed is a moment of awakening. Come back to being present. Notice the energy of your mind and heart right now. And what is someone or something you might appreciate in this moment? As you go about the rest of your day or evening, and maybe the rest of your week, can you bring this practice of pausing to appreciate the ordinary, simple moments of your day throughout the week? And notice how this practice affects you and those around you. Remember your intention that you set at the start, and remember to whom you dedicated today's practice. As we close in chanting Om 3 times, feel the resonance we have created together through our shared practice. And we're sending that out to share with the life around us through vibrational sound, as well as integrating it within the cells of our own bodies. Let's prepare to chant 3 times, let in a deep breath. And bowing in, honoring the light within. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.